You're good to go.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Herman. For those of you that are not familiar with my face, I've been working with Sierra. I'm the accountability coach, but I kind of wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I am 40 years old. I have 4 kids. My oldest is 7.5. Then I have a 6-year-old and twins that are 4.5. And after the twins were born, they were pretty sick. They were NICU babies, so they were 6 weeks early. And they both were hospitalized for a couple of weeks after they were born, just because they were tiny. And then they got RSV, and then one of the twins had apnea. So we spent the first several months in the hospital. And as a result, I ended up gaining a significant amount of weight because I was eating my emotions and stuck in the hospital and just not taking care of myself because I was too busy worrying about the kids and taking care of them. So I actually ended up gaining a ton of weight after they were born instead of, losing like most people do. And I ended up being over 220 pounds. Well, I stopped weighing at 220. So the scale continued to go up. My final kind of breaking point was my little brother got married and I was too embarrassed to actually try on dresses. So I ordered, an extra large. And when the wedding came and I finally put it on, when we got there, it didn't fit. So I had to have some dresses overnighted. Those still, my mom almost literally had to sew me into a dress because I barely got it on. And was kind of my breaking point. And I decided I needed to take better care of myself. So that's kind of where my initial fitness journey started. I started kind of watching what I was eating. I got back into the gym slowly. And, didn't really have any direction necessarily, but I just started moving and making better decisions on food and eating, more whole foods, less processed foods, things like that. So I got myself down to about 170 pounds. And that's kind of when I decided I wanted to do something that I've kind of always wanted to do, is always on my bucket list, but was, too afraid to do it and didn't know where to start. So I reached out to a friend and she introduced me to Sierra. And that's when I decided that I wanted to do bodybuilding competitions. And so I started with Sierra it'll be 2 years ago this November. But more than just changing my body, I've actually gone through way more of a transformation internally. And, I was just in a bad place initially, even when I started with Sierra. Like I had lost weight, but I still was pretty depressed and not really sure, how I felt about life and family. I was just stressed out all the time and not taking care of myself. So once I started working with Sierra, I started to learn to prioritize my own health and fitness. And because of that, I actually have gained a ton of self-confidence. I sleep better. I eat better. I can take care of my family because I feel more fulfilled. And I was able to focus on myself. So let's see. So I did my first show last May. And then I reversed out, with the shows, you have to diet down and do a calorie deficit to lose body fat. So that's one of the things that most of our clients are coming to us for, is a fat loss phase. And I had already been in a calorie surplus in a maintenance phase for months before I had started with Sierra. So we were able to do the deficit and the fat loss phase to my first show. And there was a lot of growth and self-discovery, I guess I would say, for that first show. Like I said, I gained a lot of self-confidence because I was confident. My husband and I have, gotten a lot closer. Our marriage is a lot stronger. We have a lot better communication, a lot more open communication. And he understands that I need the gym to kind of help take care of myself. So he's been super supportive. It was pretty difficult in the beginning. But throughout that journey, we've both kind of learned, to help to prioritize for the both of our sakes, because I'm a much happier, healthier person when I get to go to the gym. And that's kind of my personal quiet time. So I learned to prioritize myself, which a lot of people don't necessarily understand. And it does sound kind of selfish, but if you don't take care of yourself, you really can't take care of your family appropriately because of the stress. And so it helped me learn how to deal with my stress. And, I was able to work out I'm able to work out at the gym, and it makes me feel better. My anxiety is a lot less. Don't get me wrong, being a parent is hard. There's always stress and anxiety, but it has given me a way to help deal with that, so that I can be a better parent and not as stressed out with my kids and my family. So, anyway, once we finished the first show, we reversed out, which is where a lot of our clients are starting to get to that maintenance phase so that we can do the inappropriate and sustainable fat loss phase. So I did take the next year to build, to about 6 months to reverse back out of the deficit that I was in from my first show, and build muscle, which you have to have a calorie surplus in order to build muscle. So you have to have the appropriate nutrition and in the right amounts. And so that's one thing that we do with Evolve here is, we have certain goals, and based on current experience, what you're currently eating, and help you get the right macros and things like that in order to build muscle so that you can increase your metabolism, and get your body ready for that fat loss phase. So I spent the 6 months reversing out and gradually increasing my calories again up to a good maintenance phase, which I was eating over 2,200 calories. I know people are afraid to eat and they're afraid of carbs, but if you have it in the right splits and you follow the plan, it really does work. And then after we hit that maintenance phase, we started cutting again for this.
Mic is muted. Hi, welcome to live streaming. Jessica's video must have cut out, but she should be back in here shortly. This is my first time using a dual live, so bear with us. Kind of what Jess was talking about when she was reversing out of her first show, and then we had to do a maintenance phase into her next show, is we had to give her body time to really get back to a place that was in a healthy spot. And not only that, once we got the judges' feedback, she had to build more muscle in her glute, so her little booty. And in order to do that, we had to increase her calories, among increasing calories for metabolism and getting her hormones back into a place. So there's multiple reasons for the reverse for the time that we did. And it's just set her up for such a more successful fat loss phase going into her show. I don't want to spill the beans. I kind of hope she gets back on here so she can tell you how she did in the show, because she just absolutely did so amazing, not only in the prep, but on show day, and just her whole mindset over the course of her off season and during prep. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I see as a coach when I look at my client success is their mindset and how they see themselves in all different phases, whether it's their fat loss phase or their reverse dieting phase. They're giving themselves room to grow both as a person and body composition, all that stuff. And it's so, so, so important. I'm going to try to reach out to Jess real quick. So I really want her to be the one that tells you guys how she did at her show because it was so fun. I know going into the show, her goal was to do better than last year. And last year she got, I believe it was fifth place in masters in both her master's class that she was in, but she didn't place in the open. So coming into the show, that was kind of her goal that she verbally said to me. Of course, beating the last physique that she brought to the stage, which we absolutely did that and then some. Um, we'll give her a few more minutes to hopefully jump back on here. I don't know if it's an internet connection thing or what, but I just couldn't, I can't even tell you guys how proud I am of Jess. Again, not because she placed better at this show. Like, I don't even care if she placed worse than she did last year, to be honest. It was more so a celebration of the growth that she's made as a person from when we first started going through her first show and then where she is now is just absolutely incredible. And Jess has been wanting to be a coach for a really, really long time. And I think the best coaches are not only the people that, can get certifications and go through the motions. It's the people that have had experience, that have been where our clients have been when they're really struggling, and then has been through the process of getting to the other side. And she has absolutely done that and then some. And I can't wait to have her just get more clients to share her experience with and her knowledge and expertise and just grow. But she's back. I'm going to let her pop on so she can tell you how exactly this show went compared to her first show.
Hi, sorry.
She's back.
It's terrible.
No, don't cut out again. No. Bye. I don't know what that is about, but gosh, I don't want to ruin it. I want her to tell you guys. But like I said before she popped back on, I just couldn't be more proud to, I guess this would be the official announcement because we've never really said that Jess is now an accountability coach for Evolve. And I wanted her to get on here and share her experience of being an Evolve client herself and going through the process that we teach to our clients. She's done a fat loss phase. She's been through an entire reverse dieting phase, and now she's done another fat loss phase. And she's proof that there is certain periods of time where you do need to increase your calories and build things back up and focus on the muscle growth and your hormone health and your metabolism building back up, all these things in order to have another successful fat loss phase. And with bodybuilding, of course, it's more of an extreme version of it, but it's very, very similar to what we have our clients do inside of Evolve. I'm so excited to have Jess be a part of the team. I've been trying to find someone that can come on and represent, the thing that I've built, and my heart and soul and passion has just been really poured into all of this. And she is someone that will represent the brand, represent what we're about, and really help fulfill clients in ways that not everybody would be able to. And I don't mean that in a negative way per se. I just think that how we do things is so different compared to other coaches, other programs. And she is someone that has committed to the program herself and has been through it, and she's proof in the pudding that it works. So I'm not sure if she's going to be able to get back on, guys, so I might just have to spill the beans for her. Okay, I'm just going to do it. Sorry, Jess, I love you. So during her off season, she gained, I don't remember the exact amount. Again, weight doesn't totally mean much to me, but we were able to really grow her glutes, and her shoulders were kind of the biggest things that we wanted to grow during her off season. So she did have a pretty specific training program that she followed during her later parts of her off season. And definitely once we started her cutting portion, she did suffer through a few different issues with her hips that we had to work around. She had to get some physical therapy, not because of the training that we were doing, but just how she was born. Different things kind of got inflamed, and she's kind of been postponing surgery for a little bit. But we managed to work through that and get her down to an appropriate leanness for the stage. And her show was this past Saturday. And Like I said, her first show, she walked away placing in kind of I think it was fifth place in 30 plus and 35 plus or true novice. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly, but this year's goal was to beat that. And she was in 40 plus, 35 plus, and the open. And she managed to place first in her 40 plus class. She got second in the 35 plus masters class, and she got second in her open. And what open means is you're going against everybody doing bikini, every age range, including little, 19, 20-year olds. Granted, she's a mom of four, including twins. And she managed to place high. She got second place in that class. So huge, huge, huge congratulations to Jess. And I actually have the video of her winning first place. And I must say, please excuse my voice when they announce her as the winner because I just couldn't control myself. And yes, I did cry.
Woo! 4 of you are going to Mama! We're going to go to the green line and wait for Madeline, okay? Green line. Just a second. Come on, green line. 78. There's a lot of directions. You're doing great.
You can hear her little kids in the background screaming for it. It was the cutest thing ever. So that was her individual routine. Now they'll go on stage and they'll announce the winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, women's bikini masters 40 and older. Fifth place goes to competitor number 78, Sarah Dahl. Fourth place, competitor number 81, Rachel Hartley. Third place, competitor number 77, Mary Williams. Second place, competitor number 79, Sarah Dahl. First place, and women's competitor number 82, Sarah Herman.
And she did it. She won first place in her class. Okay, so there was a little sneak peek of the video. I'm going to leave this here. If anyone has any other questions for Jess, feel free to comment on the video. We're going to post it to the group so people can watch it if they weren't able to make the live. If you have any interest in working with one of the Evolve coaches, you can always message me, Evolve, DM me, or you can reach out to Jessica as well. Either of us are super stoked to be here and, of course, just share the passion that we have as a coach and the program that we know works and more people need. There's so many fad diets, so much misinformation out there on Google. I mean, anybody can Google something, but it's not appropriate for your body. Half the time it's what I like to call like bro science. And there's just a better way to diet and learn about. That's the biggest thing, is learning about nutrition and macros and what you're eating and what those foods are and all that good stuff. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to message me. Maybe we can get Jess back on here a different time to share her story in her own words, because I know I didn't do it any justice. And we'll just go from there. All right, guys, I hope you have a great, 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 great day. Bye.